Part 2, Graphing Parabolas. The standard equation of a parabola, let p be a non-zero real number, then the equation of a vertical parabola, so one that opens up or down, with vertex hk and focal length absolute value of p is x minus h squared equals 4p times y minus k. Notice this looks a lot like the equation x squared equals 4py, but now instead of 0, 0 being the vertex, we have hk as the vertex. Now if p is positive, the parabola opens up, and if p is negative, the parabola opens down. The horizontal parabola, really similar, but now we have y minus k squared equals 4p times x minus h, and if p is positive, the parabola opens to the right. If p is negative, the parabola opens to the left. The focal length, remember, is the distance between the vertex and the focus, or the distance between the vertex and the directrix. Those are the same distance, but we call it the focal length, so we usually think about it as the distance between the vertex and the focus. For this parabola, let's find the vertex, the focus, and the directrix, and then graph the parabola. So I look at the equation. I have the y part is squared, so I know it opens right or left. I know that the vertex is the hk, so the one with the x is the h value, the one with the y is the k value. So my vertex, this is x minus h, so x minus a negative 1, and this is y minus k, so my vertex is negative 1, 2. If I graph that point, negative 1, 2, I'm going to label that with a v, so I remember that that is the vertex. Now in the equation, there's a 4p, which is that number right there, 4. So p is 1. P is positive, so this opens the positive direction. It's going to open right. 1 is the focal length, so from that vertex, I'm going to go right 1, and that gives me the focus. That means the directrix is 1 the other way from the vertex. So this is the line that's the directrix, and I look at my graph, that is the line x equals negative 2. Now I need to finish graphing. So I can look at the lattice rectum. The number in the equation right here is a 4. So the length of the lattice rectum is 4, which means from the focus, I'm going to go 2 one direction and 2 the other direction to get 2 more points on my parabola besides the vertex. And then I can draw from there. So the vertex is negative 1, 2. The focus is 0, 2. And I'm getting that just by looking at the graph. And the directrix is the line x equals negative 2. Let's try this one. Put the equation in standard form, find the vertex, the focus, the directrix, and graph the parabola. So I have the x is the one that's squared, so I know it's going to open up or down. So I'm going to put all the x terms on the left side of the equation and everything else on the right side. And then to complete the square on the x's, I first need to factor out the 3. And I can complete the square inside the parentheses. So half of negative 2 is negative 1, and negative 1 squared is 1. But if I distribute through, 3 times 1 is 3, so I added 3 altogether. So I have 3 on the right side. So my equation now looks like 3 times x minus 1 squared equals negative 24y plus 72. If I divide everything by 3, I get x minus 1 squared equals negative 8y plus 24. And now on the right side, I'll factor out the negative 8, and I get y minus 3. Okay, so the vertex hk would be 1, 3. If I put that on the graph, 1, 3. Then this number is negative 8, so 4p equals negative 8, which means p is negative 2. So the focal length is 2, and the focus is going to be 2 away from that vertex in the negative direction. The x is squared, so it's opening up or down, so it's going to open down because that p is negative. So if this one's the vertex, here's the focus. So the focus is the point 1, 1. I'm getting that just from looking at the graph. The vertex is 1, 3. The directrix will be on the other side of the vertex, still 2 away from the vertex, and so the directrix is the line y equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm just counting again on the graph to find where that is. Now to find 2 more points on the graph, I look at the focus and the length of the lattice rectum. So the lattice rectum is length 8, which means from the focus, I'll go 4 one direction and 4 the other direction to get 8 total. And then I can use those points to finish graphing the parabola.